Hey there, welcome to Old School. Is it old school when it's a bunch of new people? Is it? I don't know, we still haven't like figured that out yet.
Yeah, listen, it's like Saved by the Bell, the new class. Old school, the new class.
I do like to call it the new school, yeah. But we're here, I'm Brooke Thomas.
I'm Alonzo Bowden, and I'm old enough to be old school.
You are, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, black women don't age, so I never will be, but that's fine.
Hi, I'm Jason Carter, and I too am impervious to aging.
Black people age like Twinkies.
Gross, gross. Twinkies are any of those Jelly Roll ones from Little Debbie. Gross.
But that's not a Twinkie.
But it's in the Inky family, okay? Like it's.
I don't know if I would call Twinkies gross. Have you ever bitten into one?
Yeah, and
it's really good.
Look, it's
that's why he looks like that.
No, I don't know.
Because he has a natural aversion to Twinkies.
Right.
Now me, I'm comfortable with a Twinkie. When the nuclear apocalypse hits and it's like, well, the Twinkies survive.
That's all you have. You're gonna starve because you're bougie. It's gonna be old McDonald's burgers that never deteriorate.
The fries, yeah. I don't do ho-hos, Twinkies, Inkies.
Do you do any like Little Debbie? Like,
oh yeah, the coffee cake. What, Little Debbie?
Okay,
what?
so okay.
But no, I just like the. I like the feeling.
You are 95 years old, although you look 14.
Me and Angela Bassett, we got
clearly.
He's on Watchmen. He's like 143. Have you watched the show Watchmen?
Yeah, it's so good.
Yes.
It's fantastic.
Snubbed at the Golden Globes though, but
he's older than the grandfather on the Watchmen. He's just been around forever.
The grandfather. That's funny, but like. All of those options, and you pick coffee cake?
Yeah, yes.
I would have even given you a honey bun, like something boring but delicious.
Honey buns are
oatmeal cream pie.
Nothing with cream
Those
in the middle.
Favorite.
Disgusting. Throw up in my mouth. I will say though, honey buns warmed up with the really bad glaze that gives you every artery clog disease. Bomb. Soft and gooey, yes, but no, I can't do Inkies or Twinkies or nothing with a cream filled center.
Okay.
He's a healthy guy.
Do you have a snack cake fave?
But do I have a favorite? Chocolate is favorite. Anything chocolate flavored. But you know, I had this discussion with somebody recently. Being a comic on the road, I can eat anything at any time.
Oh, okay.
Because that's the gig, right? You finish at 1 in the morning, and not every place is LA or Vegas or New York where there are restaurants open. You finish it, like I'm going to Grand Rapids. When you're hungry at 1 in the morning at Grand Rapids, there's a machine involved.
Oh, that makes sense. So you're just right. You just learn to do anything.
Yeah. So you just you develop this.
It's a survival
kind of
tactic.
Cast iron stomach. Yeah. Also,
nice.
I don't want to eat you don't want to eat before a show. That's the catch-22. You don't want to eat before the show because then you're weighed down and you're like, you can do it, but so you want to eat after. And if it's a 2-show Friday. By the time you get done with everything, it's after 1 in the morning. Very limited options. So we actually had a friend who was very healthy, like you. He was a runner, and he ate healthy and this and that. Heart attack at 44.
See, yeah.
And we were like, yeah, because you're a comic. You should be. See, if you had fries and grease, you'd have been all right. You'd toughen that heart up.
It's like eating.
Yeah.
Well, just for full transparency and full total disclosure,
give it to us.
I mean. I had fried chicken last night from Ralph's, which, by the way, is delicious. It's so good.
Your food choices. We talked about this last time.
Brooke.
It is so boring. You like the same thing at Bossa Nova. You don't drink, and you like fried chicken at Ralph's, and you like the Chinese chicken sandwich at. What's it called?
At Chinese chicken salad at California. First of all, Brooke Thomas. Wow. Just wow. No, listen, the fried chicken, everyone at home too. I don't want to be your dad,
he can smell it. Like we'll go somewhere and he'll be like,
yeah.
Are we near Ralph's?
Yes, it's good. And remember that one episode of Oprah where Oprah tasted the woman's chicken, she thought, need some seasoning?
Yes.
That's not happening at Ralph's. Ralph's got the seasoning on lock.
Really?
However,
that is so funny.
You have to get it at a certain part in the day. So I went to go buy Munchkin made shrimp and grits for dinner the other night. And
he's good at that.
Oh, he can cook. And so I went to Ralph's at 10 a.m. That's when they put the chicken out. And it was glorious. It was like I won the lot. I didn't buy any of the chicken. I wanted to get, there was like 3 drumsticks that were calling my name, but I walked away. However, I am a chicken connoisseur, especially of the fried chicken, and Ralph's is on a scale of 1 to 10, it's an 8.5. It's amazing, and it's cheap. And there's a Ralph's in every corner, so I don't have to go to like deep in the valley to find a Popeyes. I can go to Ventura and find a Ralph's.
Okay, so secret time. People always complain that I'm not open enough. Popeyes is not my favorite like fried chicken chain.
Same, mine either. It's okay.
No,
it is.
Don't say Church's.
KFC.
And that's okay. KFC is amazing.
Here's
so
the thing. Everyone loved KFC, and then it just became kind of a thing to not like KFC. Like they didn't really change the recipe or anything. It was just like, ugh, KFC.
Okay,
like,
so they're pretending essentially.
Yeah, I think KFC is alright.
I feel like it's seasoned really well.
It's 11 herbs and spices.
Right, and the breading is seasoned.
Right.
And at Popeyes, it's the meat that's seasoned.
Well,
don't you feel? And I think I like it when the outside is seasoned. Also, I do like Popeye's chicken sandwich. It's the best fast food chicken sandwich ever, I think. But
Too far.
Popeyes in New Orleans tastes different than Popeyes everywhere else.
Well, that's the
different.
source.
You know what?
It's like
exactly.
the Coke at McDonald's tastes different than the Coke you would buy.
The Sprite at McDonald's is like
life, right? But I agree with you. Here's the thing about Popeye's spicy chicken.
Okay.
I feel that if you're gonna call something spicy, it needs to make your nose run. Needs to like have enough. Popeyes doesn't have that effect on me. It's like okay, it's like that's spicy. It isn't. It's not the spiciness that I really like. I haven't found a chicken chain that I've been like completely enamored with that claims to have spicy chicken.
Like it has to be like you're talking like fast food places.
Yeah, like remember we went to. What was that chicken joint we went to down in LA?
I gotta stop this.
Every day together.
I gotta stop this because it's not often we have an all-black panel on TYT. And you can't sit here and argue chicken as the first topic. You just can't. No, I'm not gonna participate.
Who brought up chicken?
You could say you have a favorite, but now you're getting into the intricacies.
No, you're right. This is so bad.
We're just perpetuating every single. We're a progressive network.
We're gonna do mayonnaise. We're gonna do mayonnaise in the next 20 minutes, but
to even it up.
Yeah, just balance.
To just balance the scale. Okay, all right. You guys want to talk about Lizzo at the Staples Center?
Okay.
Because I wanted to talk about this last time we did Old School, but I forgot about it.
Okay, cool. Lizzo.
So it's a little bit of a late story.
Lizzo?
Yeah, so everyone talked about it forever. Lizzo was at the Staples Center and she had on this long t-shirt with like the butt cheeks cut out.
Right.
And she was wearing like a thong and she kind of turned around and they had the main camera was on her and then she turns around and starts twerking and it zooms out and it like immediately cut. And so there was this like big brouhaha, like people were frustrated and like, how dare she, blah, 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 blah. And there were like a big conversation, like people are like, no, this is like a fat phobic conversation. You don't care when Rihanna wears sexy clothes or the cheerleaders are wearing like little bitty outfits and people are always like, one thing that I saw a lot, like from people who like, I felt like, they felt like, no. Fair is fair. I just think who wants their bare butt cheeks on those Staples Center seats? And I think people thought they were making like a good argument, except denim shorts, the way they're cut these days, if your butt cheeks don't show just standing up, they are touching those seats when you sit down. So so many women have had their bare butt cheeks.
Yeah, I don't know that it was
I just don't think it's that.
I don't know that it was a health issue. Like to me, these kind of things, it's a lot of talk about nothing, right? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
We looked at Prince's ass for at least 12 years.
Oh, I mean, remember the Skin on Living Color ass allergy? I mean, yeah.
So I don't know why it's a big deal. Is it some kind of big girl thing or fat shaming thing?
That's what it seems like. Yeah.
It seems like it, except that to go at Lizzo like that, like no, you can't. Like she owns who she is beautifully.
Unapologetically. Yeah.
Beautifully. So you can't even. You look like an idiot when you if you try to come at her like that. I don't know what people's problem is. Maybe it's the thing of, oh my God, it was on TV. Right, because we still have, as a society, we have kind of this fake morality that when we act shocked when we see something that isn't shocked. Like if you saw Lizzo wearing ass out pants, it didn't ruin your life.
Right.
It didn't change who you are and so on. So I don't know. I think a lot of talk, good for her.
Well, I love how you brought up the fake morality because Super Bowl 38. 2004, Janet Nipplegate, right? Essentially ruined her career.
Yeah.
And I remember Cindy Crawford saying something like, it's just a breast. Like we've all seen them. And even on subscription television, with some of from producers of shows who we've come to love on network television, there's breasts and ass and penises. I mean, hello, Euphoria. There was a scene that was nothing but dudes in the locker room with genitalia everywhere. So I think people are outraged about nothing just to be. Brett Ehrlich here on TYT calls it madster-baiting. They just want to be mad about something. Back to Lizzo, I think, as you said, which is a great point too, Alonzo, she's been showing us everything since especially with this new era of Lizzo, right? Twerking at the VMAs in I think she was wearing a wedding outfit, maybe, or a bridal outfit, but it was, showing the goodies. That's just who Lizzo is, and I don't understand why now in 2019 we're just so shocked. Brooke, I'm here for that. Yeah, those seats have been exposed.
Right.
Brooke's
like it's fine.
Like how did you can catch anything from HPV
so
to like right?
Okay,
yeah,
you never know.
Here's the thing: had it been J-Lo's ass, then the headlines would have been greatest night ever at the Staples Center.
That's true.
Yeah, right?
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Oh, you have an appearance tonight, though.
Yes.
Tonight.
Yes.
Can we talk about that?
Sure. I'm doing. I don't even know what the name of it is.
It's okay.
It's live.
I was hoping you would.
It's a comedy show.
I lost the page.
I'm heading to the Valley.
But I know you are headed to locally grown comedy.
Locally grown. That's what it is.
It's at Vitello's. Is it Vitello's? Is that how you pronounce it? Restaurant in Studio City, California.
Feinstein's at
Vitello's.
Vitello's. It's great. Yeah.
It starts at 8, so like people need to get there right after this is over.
Yes.
Yeah.
As I will be.
Absolutely.
Jamming from here. But it's great. It's one of those shows we do upstairs at a restaurant, and the room is also used for jazz. And any jazz room is a great comedy room. Just has a vibe to it, like a creative, cool, like. You don't work hard. You're just there. Okay. So you really, it rooms like that vibe for me. So it's a lot of fun.
I love that.
And so that's where I will be after I leave here. But that's why I'm on a motorcycle, because I have challenging. Often I have nights that are challenging in LA. Like I'll be in Long Beach at 8, and then I have to be in Hollywood at 9:15. It's like, all right, let's go. It's a challenge.
The motorcyclists in LA, I'm not sure I'll ever get used to that. It just seems very illegal.
Why? Munchkin has a bike.
The driving up the line in the center of
is absolutely legal.
I know, but you can admit that it doesn't seem like it, right? That it just seems like it.
No, it's
if you
weird
were a
to me when I
stranger
can't.
to this.
When I go to other places and it's illegal to do, I forget that it's illegal and I do it, because I'll tell you this: when you're on the bike,
one vehicle in the lane at a time.
There's more room in between than you think.
I move over for you guys.
I don't think. Yes, because it's terrifying. I want to stop and pull off. Okay, and like sometimes like you'll be stuck in traffic, and there'll be someone in a motorcycle zooming through. One time, a guy like put his hand on the rearview mirror. It was just like we're doing a lot here, guys. We're doing a lot.
Yeah, if there's certain ways to do it, right?
Yeah.
And here's the whole thing with riding a motorcycle in LA. If you live through your 20s, you'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, because in your 20s you're an idiot, and
reckless.
you're splitting lanes at like 80 miles an hour and all, and you're just taking a lot of chances, because in your 20s, anything you do in your 20s, you're indestructible.
I agree.
Right? And then you get a little older, or you have a near miss, and you're like, whoa. Okay, let me slow down. I can get hurt doing this. But the greatest is when you have the police escort. We love that, when there's like a CHP going in between, and we all just fall in behind him, and then we're looking at cars like, yeah, I dare you. I got a friend.
Was that so?
Yeah, you're absolutely allowed to follow him
in LA.
Yeah, you're absolutely. Yeah, when a cop is splitting lanes, everybody gets behind him. And the great thing about a helmet is you don't even know it's a brother following you. You don't even know. I got my face shield.
That's true. That's good. Good point.
That's hilarious. I feel like you have something.
No. I don't get on those things ever.
Do you want to see a weird thing that I saw today?
What?
So this is a story I saw online today. I think this is on an NBC site, but essentially it was a sign posted on Reddit that said, employees taking long breaks, if in the bathroom for more than 10 minutes, a smell check will be completed to ensure employee not sitting on the phone. If it does not stink, employee's name will be reported to office.
Okay, that Brooke, that's interesting. However, it's a good inclination of what just went down in the bathroom. So at my previous job, the men's restroom smelled so bad that
just in general, like that was just
it was like so offensive. And then you get it, like you know what's happening in there, but I was like, damn, what did you eat, or what is going on in this restroom? But that's as asinine and dumb and I can't believe someone would even think of creating this. It's a very good indicator.
Listen, if people are going to the bathroom to use their phone, like I feel like let them have a break. Like, you know, like emotionally, I think they need it.
I'm wondering whose job is it to check?
Right.
Who has to go do the smell test?
Who's like, all right, get in there, let us know what happened. Whose job is that? Is that a supervisory thing,
or is that like a kind of like a super subordinate? That's capital. That should be reported to HR, right? Seriously, because they to send little Molly, you know, the PA or whatever, in to do the smell check. That's like hazing, I would think. It's a little hazy, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
but also taking your phone. I don't know if we talked. I think we talked about this on Pop Trigger. Okay. So when you go into a bathroom and there are particles of things in the air that are remnants of what took place in the bathroom, and you're bringing your phone in there and you're doing your business, people wonder why they get pink eye because there is like fecal matter in the air.
Oh, but then it's all over your shirt, and then you're still wearing your. I mean, I don't think people get pink eye because they take their phone into the bathroom.
It can definitely happen.
You
for
learned
sure.
this on Knocked Up.
I learned this on YouTube. But it doesn't sound. And guys, look, members, don't hate me. I know you guys like to come for me in the comments.
No, they love you. I think you're great.
However,
I'm looking at the comments now. I keep forgetting my tyt.com password.
Yeah.
So I have failed at logging in.
The bathroom's a dirty place. The bathroom's a dirty place.
Well, to me, it's one of those places. Like, is the conversation that important? Do you have to carry it into the bathroom? Because
sometimes it is.
It's very weird. Like if you're in a stall behind a door and you're talking and I'm in there, I'm allowed to answer back. I'm allowed to answer you.
Last night.
Right? I'm allowed to answer you if you're like, blah, blah, blah. Why can't I? I don't know who you're talking to. You might be talking to me.
Okay, so I have to tell you what happened to me last night. Last night, I have a shopping cart, like you. Okay,
yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, so I ordered this skirt online from Zara. It was too big when I got it, so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna return it in the store. So I walk in the store at Century City Mall, and I saw a dress as soon as I walk in. So I'm like, okay, I'll just try this one on. So I go to the dressing room, and all of a sudden there's a girl next to me in her dressing room, and she's on speakerphone with this guy, and I found myself I had to snap out of their conversation. I'm so nosy. That I'm that person who will laugh at somebody else's joke across the room because I didn't even realize that I am that into your conversation. But they were having this conversation. I guess there was another girl and he slept on her couch and she was asking him if he'd ever thought about a possibility. And I was enthralled, but it wasn't intentional. Has that ever happened to you?
Well, I'll tell you two things. One is when you're in public, can I get a little privacy? No. You're in public. No, you're in a public place. No, you can't get a little privacy.
You don't often get both sides of the conversation either. It was
when I stopped talking and started texting, I was in the airport in Phoenix, and it was the same thing. I was listening to this woman, and I knew she had an audition. She was flying to LA. She had an audition at 3 o'clock. I knew the address, and I got to think. I said, "Wow, if I could hear her that well,
she can hear me.
My voice." I have my voice projects. I was like, I don't know how many people I'm annoying. And that's when I really stopped talking on the phone in public. I will generally, unless I can walk away from people, I'll just text because they're gonna hear everything I have to say. And then of course there's always the joke that you just start talking about the rash and it's not spreading yet, but it could be.
You say that out, that's the joke you make?
I'm best in elevators to do that one and just see how much space you can get around you.
I play music in the stalls. I either play music or...
Wait, when you go in a public restroom?
Yeah. For sure, or yes, I play music. I have a playlist, and I'm not joking. Look, it's
how often is this a thing?
This
that you
rule
have
was obviously made for him. What?
No, okay, so this is when people are at work. I did play the music at work though too, but no.
Are you worried about people hearing you?
Yeah, and I courtesy flush. I'm a stealth in the bathroom. I'm in and out, boom. I was never there. They call me a ninja because I'm just
Except you're playing music and
and because sometimes it's a little bit more involved. So I just because I'm throwing music. Look, we have music playing in the bathroom here at TYT.
So I asked about that. There is music playing out of the men's restroom, and I didn't know what it was.
Hip hop.
For so long, and it's on like a hip hop radio station. It plays nonstop.
Love it.
And somebody told me that you can hear, either you can hear the office upstairs or you can hear the bathroom in the office. Either way, it's to drown out noise from one of the two. Do I have that right?
It's smart.
Here comes Bart.
Yeah, well, pretty much the music for the restroom is pretty much for that purpose. Is to drown out both areas of the building.
So up in that office, you can hear people like doing their business at one point.
I don't know. I've never been upstairs while people downstairs are doing their business.
Because that would be rough, you know? Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I think
I don't know. For me, like having music on while it's just.
I'm beginning to think we should go back to chicken. Because we are just, we're working our wrong way down.
What would you like to talk about today?
We are working our wrong way down the digestive system on this show.
Okay, well, can we talk about a news story?
Yes, let's go higher brow on this.
So, this story, I think everyone was, at least online, kind of obsessed with the story. There was a video that we saw. I think if you woke up early this morning, you saw this video. It happened in the Bronx, and it was a teenager walking with her mother, and all of a sudden a car pulls up. There's surveillance video, and it's kind of grainy, but a car pulls up, and two men jump out and yank her and push her mom down and take her in a car. So all this morning, like on Twitter, there were people like hoping to help find this young girl, this teenager. And hours later, she's found. And then the story comes out later that she actually wasn't kidnapped, and apparently she orchestrated the whole thing. And my thought was not the same reaction as like I saw the majority of people. They were like, oh, here we go. This girl, she's gonna get in so much trouble. Like, I can't believe this, and like almost like angry at this girl. And I think my thought is always like, I've never been in a position like growing up where I would have ever felt that I needed to go to this extreme.
Right.
And so like my first worry is like, what's going on in her head?
Sure.
Maybe what's going on at home? What is just, I just am like, my heart goes out to, I don't know, this whole family, this little girl. I
haven't heard anything. Do they know what her motive was? If she created this, do they know her motive for doing that?
The reports that I've seen are that apparently her mother wanted to send her back to her native country, to Honduras, and that she had a really strict parent. Those were the two things that I've seen so far.
So
everything
she
else
wanted
is pretty
to get away
tight-lipped.
from her mother.
I said strict parent, yeah.
I mean, that's what it sounds like, possibly.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, we don't know the ins and outs
right,
of
exactly.
what happened, but I think that's a very unique take, Brooke, because I too would have thought the same thing. Like, why would someone go? I mean, if it all shaked out that she did construct this whole plan, why would she need to do that? It's obviously a direct and kind of indirect cry for help in some capacity.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that makes me think back to, my parents are very divorced. I was never raised in a household.
Very divorced.
Well, very divorced. I mean, very divorced in the sense.
No, I don't mean I know the story.
Yeah, but like in a sense of they've been divorced since I was 1. I've never known my parents to be together ever in my life. And then growing up, my mom, you're put against. You have to choose a parent. And sometimes when you when you choose the wrong parent, there are repercussions. Luckily, I was never abused or physically assaulted or touched or any of those things growing up. But I can understand if a child, and kids are smart. Kids are smarter than ever nowadays with YouTube and Google. They can Google ways to get things done. But I can only imagine what this child, if in fact her strict parenting could have been abusive, or there could have been more to the story that would cause her to do that. So I mean, I'm glad. I don't think it's weird you thought that. I think that would have been my first motive thought as well too.
Just kind of worried about.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and even you don't know if something's like directly happening to her. Nobody knows that, but just internally that.
I mean, I have no idea.
Yeah.
And I'm just, that part of it I'm just hearing now, so I didn't really have an opinion without hearing. Right, without hearing your opinion. I saw something as I was leaving about the girl was found. That was the only thing I saw.
It was a big relief. Like I watched that video. Yeah.
But in what you're talking about, you never know what goes on in someone's home. I mean, this comes up, and now like you were saying, because of the internet and because of information, we find out a lot of kids are being held in horrible conditions, right? And that nobody ever would have known until they escape. So it could be something like that. I don't know what it might be. Like, there are so many ways this could, this is one of those stories where I think you have to get the story before you try to guess what's going on, because there's a million things this could be.
Yeah, I think that like just be slow at being angry at a child. That's what I think.
Right.
Also,
me,
I think, God, I've been out of a grade school and any kind of school for years, but I remember growing up, there wasn't a lot, educators, I don't want to say they're not present in the people they're educating, but I think that there's some, especially children of color or in bigger cities. I mean, I went to school and I lived in New Orleans for a year, and I went to, of course, it was a predominantly all black school, and a lot of people there was no attention to children. Like, they didn't pick up on any cues. They weren't aware of anything that was going on in my life as far as like divorce and whatnot. And I mean, maybe because I wasn't vocal about it, but I would hope that children nowadays, especially younger kids in K through 6 or even in high school, that their educators or their counselors or people they're looking up to or people that they feel need to protect them are doing that. Because a lot of teachers, or I would say, I don't want to sound like I'm not teachers, but I don't think people are present in a lot of things anymore. It's just because we're so distracted with social media and whatever we're dealing with that we're not really. I know for myself, a lot of teachers didn't care at all what happened to me or my brothers. I got suspended one time for ditching, and my principal told me that I should drop out of school, get a GED, because that's what happens to kids like me. That's where kids like me. That's what we end up doing.
Yeah, that's bad. I mean, teaching. It's really a tough gig.
Yeah.
And depending on the school, some teachers, they literally don't have time to worry about the kids. Like, they're overworked with the number of kids in class or the resources cut short.
Deficits,
The thing from my point of view, the difference is I grew up, and they talk about this, what has changed. So when I was a kid, if something went wrong, it was the kid's fault. The assumption was the kid did something. Mm-hmm. Now, the question is, what did the teacher do? And a lot of teachers are very defensive about that and very cautious about what they say and how much they interact with a kid, because they can get into like legal trouble for saying the wrong thing, or I don't know, suggesting the wrong thing. I mean, it's a common joke, right? It's a hack joke, like, where if you dial, like nowadays a kid dials 911, and back when we were kids, if you dialed 911, your mother be like, well, we're gonna break that hand by the time the cops come, or whatever, But it was generationally, I think, different. It's tough now because they have a lot of things to look out for. It's like the abuse thing, is that a bruise, or is that the kid was playing football in the street?
Yeah.
And when does the teacher say something? Because the teacher says, accuses something and sends social workers or police or something to the house, and there's nothing wrong, but once that's done, it's done, right? That stigma's attached, and I don't know.
It's tough.
It's tough. If the child comes to a teacher, if they trust a teacher or a counselor or something like that, that's one thing. But to try to guess what's going on at home with a kid, unless it's obvious abuse, that's a tough one.
Oh yeah, and I agree 100%. I just think that, like I said, going back to this girl, we don't know what caused her to.
No, not at all. It's such an extreme thing that my heart goes out to her.
And the reason why I brought up teachers or people that could have possibly been in her life, may they have seen something or have been. I mean, we don't. I'm thinking about all the ways that she could have been helped had we known what was going on.
There had to be something to be able to get to adults to help her with that plan. That's not easy to do.
Yeah.
How do you, what was their motive,
Sure.
So
I agree.
I think we have an ongoing story there.
Yeah.
It's developing.
Let's see. So here's the thing, okay? Before we started this, I have this like long list of like things to talk about, right? And a lot of them are heavy news stories, things going on, things that I find interesting, and I'm hoping you would find interesting. And I don't know, they're counting down and it's like 10, 9, 8, 7. And Jason goes, no heavy stuff. I've had a long day.
We know.
I got a lightweight topic for the next segment.
We can do heavy stuff.
I got light stuff for the next segment.
You do?
Yeah,
okay.
because you two bathrooms and chicken. We can,
So I checked the comments, right? So I was looking at the comments because I do think I don't take advantage of the comments. Like I shouldn't. I was looking in them, and I'm going to tell you what one of you said right after we come back, because we are off of YouTube, our YouTube stream, and we are now on linear and the podcast and members, and you should be a member. If you're not, make sure you go to tyt.com/join. So one, I can look at your comments and read them, and two, you can continue to see the rest of this, okay?
All right, thanks for watching this free clip of Old School. Don't forget to become a TYT member today for the rest of the show and for more exclusive content throughout the network. Join now at tyt.com/join.
We found television's best kept secret.